If you had like a dick in your mouth, then you might look a little whorish.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
All day I've been like, is it time to drink? Is it time to drink?
So, hey there, booze buddies. Welcome to Paranormal Spirits, where we share a drink, we tell you a spooky story, and then we rip it apart because booze always shows the truth. And as always, we will be playing Emily's drinking game.
Emily's drinking game. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Where every time we screw up a word or phrase, we drink. So grab a drink and play along with us. Hey there, Caitlin.
Hey there, Lynn.
Today, I've got a story that hails to you from Ipswich, Massachusetts. It's an urban legend that circulates throughout the kids of Ipswich called the Devil's Footprint. There is a church in Ipswich called the First Church in Ipswich.
Very inventive.
No. It's called the First Church in Ipswich.
Equally as inventive name.
So as we know, New England has a lot of old places in it, right? So this church has been around for quite some time. So in the rocks in front of this church, there is a xenolith. Now it makes me sound smart, right? A xenolith is a rock that is encased in another rock, and it happens when magma moves in some way or another, okay? So basically it encases a rock within the magma. Now this particular xenolith has this imprint in the rock. The story goes that the imprint is actually the footprint of the devil. So in 1740, there was an English evangelist preacher by the name of George Whitefield. Now I'm going to read this description to you because it's just amazing and I can't say it better myself. Young, energetic, and extremely cross-eyed. While he proclaimed Whitefield was on a tour of New England, and this was his second trip to the church in Ipswich. Yes, extremely cross-eyed is in the description.
I feel like cross-eyed is cross-eyed. I don't understand what extreme cross-eyed-ism is.
Let me give you a little idea. This is a portrait of the good Reverend George Whitefield.
Yeah, I like those. There we go. That's extreme cross-eyism. That's what I'm calling it.
So he was doing an evangelical preacher tour of New England, right? And on an early day in fall in 1740, he was in Ipswich and he was at the First Church in Ipswich. And because the crowd was so large, I guess this was kind of a popular dude, that he was preaching outside. Thousands flocked to the green. Now, behind the pulpit, for some reason, there was a large mirror. And it was said that on Sunday mornings, the devil would hide behind it and glare at the parishioners as George Whitefield was talking.
The devil was literally like, hello?
Yeah.
I'm just the devil. I'm looking at you.
Well, he's in New England.
I'm over here, kid. I'm over here, dude. I'm the devil guy.
The devil, it's Lucifer. So it was said that on this early fall day, his sermon was so long and he preached with such intensity that his voice could be heard for miles around. I don't know if that's true so much. So on this particular day, as like many of his other sermons, there were threats of hellfire, brimstone, and condemnation of Satan. You know, he was that kind of a guy. And so because of this, it must have infuriated the devil. And so people say that the words were harsher than the devil could bear. And so he came forth and he and the good cross-eyed Reverend Whitefield wrestled in front of the entire congregation.
Sunday, coming to a church steeple near you.
We have many a times referenced the devil being John Cena, and now this motherfucker is wrestling the devil?
Oh, not only wrestling, they said that the devil and the young reverend went at it, wrestling like maniacs, pushing each other back and forth. They kept wrestling, and then the reverend gave chase to the devil, because clearly the cross-eyed reverend is winning in this battle between the John Cena devil and the cross-eyed reverend. So good old Reverend Whitehead, or whatever his name is, Whitefield, gave chase, and he and the devil ran up on top of the church, and they were up on the steeple of the church, to the horrified faces of the congregation. They were just like, oh, what's happening?
How the did Cross-eyed Jones get up on the top of the church so quickly?
And how do you know it was the devil? Or which one to go after? Which one is it? People lead me. Tell me. It's one of you, and I will get you. The story goes, with a commanding voice and a push, he pushed the devil off the steeple. And the devil fell to the ground and landed on one foot. And where he landed is the devil's footprint in the rock. And with that, the devil ran away because cross-eyed preacher was just too much for him to handle. So apparently, this was just a normal occurrence for old Reverend Whitefield. And in his journal, he wrote, and I quote, Tuesday, September 30th, preached at Ipswich about 10 in the morning to some thousands. The Lord gave me freedom, and there was great melting in the congregation. Whatever that means, there was melting in the congregation.
You gave a panty dropping sermon. That's exactly what that means.
The Puritan panties were flying, let me tell you.
What in those Puritan panties?
So news of his evangelical prowess spread throughout New England, and he basically became, like celebrity preacher and traveled around and gave these lectures and became known for his, I don't know.
His toss-up with the devil, the ladder match that he had with the devil. I want to say applause to Reverend What's-His-Face for overcoming his extreme handicap of Cross-eyed Town to defeat the devil in a death match on the rooftop of a church.
The steeple of a church, yeah.
I have a lot of questions. We're going to handle them one
please.
by one. One, why was there a big mirror behind him? Doesn't anybody know how expensive big mirrors are? That shit is super expensive. Who says, I'm setting up to give the preaching of a lifetime,
right?
And you know what I want everyone to see? My ass. They need to see my ass. Right? So put that mirror behind me, because not only do they need to see this, they need to see these cheeks. These are the Lord's cheeks.
Maybe that was to distract from this. He was just like, I'm going to show them my best asset.
Number two, the devil is just like hanging out during the sermon. Like, I don't know what anyone else's thoughts of the devil are, but I don't imagine the devil just peeking out from behind like a mirror, being like, I wonder what this sermon here is about. Let me just spectate from behind this mirror. I'm going to just, hello?
See, I have a totally different take on that.
Okay, go.
If I'm the devil, I'm like, let's hear what this cross-eyed bastard has to say about me today.
I think the description of him peeking from behind it really made it sound very timid to me. This whole story makes him sound very timid.
It does. It's not favorable for the devil, for sure.
Right. And then also, if this guy is preaching fire and brimstone, wouldn't the devil be like, yeah, hell yeah, do it. Yeah. Sin, bitches, come see me. That leads me to my next question. What? You're wrestling with the devil. So you're wrestling. Let's examine the scenario. Cross-eyed Jones decides, I'm going to put a mirror behind me because I want everyone to look at my asshole. And then he says, oh shit, the devil is also looking at my asshole. And I don't like that. I don't want to get penetrated by the devil. I'm not interested. So then he says, I'm going to wrestle the devil. Devil, I'm going to hit you so hard, you're going to be flying back up to heaven. So he's wrestling them all over the place. And then they're like, you know what? Time out. Let's climb up onto the fucking roof. And here's the church. Here's the steeple. And let's wrestle on this. I don't understand. I don't understand. So then the devil falls and he lands on one leg.
Right. Just 1 foot.
Is it a foot or is it a hook?
It just says landed on 1 foot. And scrambled down the hill in terrified leaps and bounds. Come on. Indeed.
Nothing brings me more joy than John Satan Cena wrestling cross-eyed. What's his real name?
George Whitefield.
It's the least tough guy name of all time.
He's a cross-eyed preacher.
That's his wrestling name.
The eyes of the Lord can't help you now. It comes out with Ave Maria. Oh,
and in this corner, weighing 202 pounds, eyes directed towards each other, we have the cross-eyed preacher. And in the other corner, we have the man, the myth, the legend. You can't see him, but we can. John Satan Cena. Join us Friday night for the live wrestling match on top of the church, right next to the steeple.
You're about to witness the Sunday Stampede.
That's it. I got nothing else. That's the crappy story of the cross-eyed Peacher. Damn it. Preacher wrestling Satan and smashing his foot right into a stone, leaving a footprint for all eternity. What? If you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe to the pay-per-view wrestling match that will be coming shortly after this. Also, like, subscribe, and ring the bell because I'll come wrestle you on a church rooftop. Mother. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for more drunken adventures with two old, not cross-eyed whores. Get out. Goodbye.
Yeah, bye.